Truck Trailer RV of Frederick, Colorado. My name is Michaela. What I'm going to run for you guys through this morning is a brand new 2025 Cimarron Norstar. This one is a 3-horse slant load. Kind of a really cool tack setup we got going on right here behind me. This one's going to be a front dressing room with a mid tack or a closet tack on it. Before we get to the trailer itself, I'm just going to run through some dimensions really quick with you guys. This one is a standard size, so we are looking at our 6'10" wide, our 7'1" tall. It is going to be a little bit longer with this different tack setup, so your total floor length on this one is going to be exactly 20 feet. So still a very manageable size, but just note it is going to be a little bit longer with this extended tack setup that we got going on. But brand new 2025 Cimarron. This is going to be full aluminum construction, our standard insulated roof on this one, and some really great quality. So let's go ahead and get to the trailer here and check it out together. Starting here at our front dressing room, this one's just going to have our standard size door on it. We did opt for that bus window on our door right here, as well as a fold down step getting in and out. I just mentioned this one is standard size, so 6'10" wide. You would get a full length running board on this one, but we did upgrade and opt for those fold down steps. It just makes it a little bit easier getting in and out. But let's go ahead and step inside. We have a lot of customers that really love this setup. We haven't had one in a long time, so I'm excited to bring it to you guys. But they prefer this setup here to act more as a dressing room, maybe even a weekender, somewhere you could spend the night because it keeps your tack separate. So up here we just have a dressing room. We've got their fully carpeted drop wall here with our fully carpeted deck up inside our nose. You guys can see this is a huge space up here. We've got that big ultra-bright LED up in the front to give you guys your visibility up in the nose, as well as those oversized bus windows on each side. So you do have the ventilation running through the nose. This is going to be plenty of space up here to throw a sleeping bag, a bedroll, maybe even a smaller twin-size mattress up in here. So you could use this to stay in overnight if you're rodeoing or horse showing, spending the night on a trail ride somewhere. You're going to have plenty of space to do that in this one. To get up in the nose, though, we do have this boot box right here at dual purpose, so it does act as the step up in the nose. Also acts as storage inside of here, though. So we've got a great amount of space in here. If you are using this space for sleeping, this would be a great spot to store those extra pillows, blankets, sleeping bags, bedrolls, whatever you need to kind of tuck it away in there, keep it clean, keep it off the floor. That would be a great space for that. But working back, we have another ultra-bright LED light right here, so tons of visibility throughout this front dressing room. And then right behind me, kind of in this little corner back here, we've got our standard shelf that you guys are used to seeing on our RTG models. Still has that 2-inch lip right there with that black rubber mat inside, so you can store a bunch of stuff up in here. It's not going to slide up off thanks to that lip right there, and that rubber mat is great just as a protectant, also a little bit of a grip factor there. And then below that we have our clothes rod right there, so if you are using this as a dressing room, now you have all this hanging space right here. If you're using it to horse show out of or rodeo out of, all your change of clothes. If you're using it to spend the night, you can hang all your change of clothes right here. But this is a very large amount of space. I've actually got all my rodeo shirts on mine, and they end up taking up about a quarter. So tons of hanging space right there. We actually have a lot of customers that will kind of build out this lower section, kind of wherever your clothes would stop hanging from there down, and outfit it with kind of some shelves, some built-ins. They really get creative with this extra space right there. You guys could do some drawers under there, but really usable, versatile space. You guys could set up how you need to. And then all these walls over here are fully carpeted. So anything that would be on our partition wall right here, we did go ahead and do that fully carpeted. So they are lined and insulated there with that carpet behind. I'm gonna sneak through here, and then we've got our bridle hooks right here. So now you've got some additional hanging space right here. If you are gonna use it for more coat hooks, you can hang some coat hooks on there if you just wanna throw your jackets over it. If you are using this as more of a horse storage that is too big to fit in your tack room, you could hang up all your blankets right here. You could hang up some more bridles, some more halters, just extra stuff. But we do have additional hanging space there. Again, fully carpeted wall right here as well. And then we did opt for the black rubber mat inside of this floor right here, so it does protect it a little bit more than just your standard carpet. It's a lot easier to clean. You don't have to worry about vacuuming or anything. You could just sweep this out, and it's a lot more forgiving when you spill stuff on there as well. We've got our light switch right here. This light switch actually is activating 3 different lights. The 2 I've already pointed out, and then an additional one up above my head. So very bright space inside of here. If If you are using it to spend the night and stuff, you can actually flip those lights on and get plenty of visibility while you're in there changing your clothes or getting ready for bed. And then we've got our separate closet tack on this one right here. So same giant door you guys are used to seeing on our regular tack rooms. We did just go ahead and fully carpet this door right here as well. And we've got our saddle pad bars right here. They do swing off of there, just like we're used to seeing, so you guys can swing or slide your pads on and off real easily right there. Below that, we've got our brush tray, one of my favorite brush trays because of exactly just how big they are. It's harder to see on camera, but you guys can see 3 different compartments in there with drain holes in each one, so you guys, if something does freeze or spill in there, you guys can rinse them out and keep them real clean. But I've got that jammed packed full of stuff, and it's got even more room, so really great size there for just all of your smaller miscellaneous items that you don't want just rolling around on the floor. Mane and tail detangler, fly spray, rubber bands, all your brushes. It works really well as your grooming tote that's right there on your door, so you don't have to have it in here. We did do a fold down step on this one as well, so if you are wanting to climb in here and get to your saddles, you can climb this way. If you're not wanting to climb, what's really cool about these is that you can fold them up while your door is open. So if you're wanting to just be able to walk up and grab your saddles, now you're going to be able to walk a lot closer to your trailer. You can reach your saddles. You guys can see standing right here, I can still reach my saddles. The top one might be a little difficult for me, but the rest will be really easy. I've got a lot of customers that ask how far back in that tack room are they? Can I still reach them? So you guys can see you can reach them this way, or you can just drop that fold down step and step up in here as well. This should give you guys a good idea of exactly how big this space is. But we've got 3 saddle racks right here for your 3 slant load. We can add more though, so this is still just like our swing out saddle racks. These still are fully adjustable. You can interchange them, you can add more, you can take them out. It's still really easily on our post right here. It's just a permanent recessed post right there, but we can still do everything that we're used to seeing on those swing outs. Fully carpeted walls. Starting right here, we've got our additional bridle hooks right here. So to the right of your saddles, you can hang up all of your bridles, halters, nose bands, tie downs. Looks like we could actually hang a secondary row if we're needing a little bit more space, but fully carpeted all these walls. I really like that for just a good protectant factor. Up here on the roof, I wanted to point out that we do have one of those 2-way roof vents in here. So you guys can go ahead and push that open forwards and be pulling some air into here if you wanted, or we can just pop that open backwards and just be drawing some air out of here. So that's really nice to have, since we don't have that standard bus window that we're used to seeing out there on the door getting that ventilation. We wanted to make sure we had something in here to just be moving air. So we did a 2-way roof vent up there. And then behind me, over on this wall, we've got another row of bridle hooks. Again, personally, I would be looking at adding a second one just because I've got so much hanging space, but you guys can see that we do have 2 in here as well as that front dressing room. But tons of space here if you were looking to add more for extra hanging space. And then over here in that corner, in our little typical dead space, I always like to call it, always utilizing that and adding water on board. It does fill up at the top. Just a screw lid that you guys take off of there. Stick your hose in there and fill it up. And then down below, we do have it, it's on a stand. We've got our 1 spigot right here. And then the 10-foot hose is snuck inside of there, but you guys can pull that out and then you will have 10 feet of hose there. So I was walking customers through the lot on Saturday, and she walked in a trailer and saw that water tank in there, and she goes, "Now why would you want water on your trailer?" So she's never had to utilize that before, but as soon as I started walking her through all the scenarios of being stuck in traffic, or they like to go trail riding, so being out at a trailhead, or they actually show 4-H, so being parked back at the back of the fairgrounds and not having to walk and carry buckets all the way up from the front of the fairgrounds and hike it through the parking lot. You have water right here. As soon as I mentioned all those, she was very excited about having that option. So even though you might not use it, maybe there will be a time. So think through those scenarios. Something could always come up. We do have an Optibright LED in there as well. I just forgot to point out, but it does shine there into your tack setup. We'll go ahead and close this door real quick. You guys can see the side of our trailer here. So we do have our 3 tie rings right here for our 3-horse slant load. This trailer is optioned with sliding bus windows on the hip side. So we can either do plexiglass, bus windows, or drop downs. This one has the bus windows. They're gonna slide open about 50%, get you some airflow moving through there. Up above, we've got a 16-inch awning light over these tie rings. It's one of those LED lights, gives you tons of visibility over your tie rings. If you are tacking up early in the morning or late at night, you guys can see what you're doing. And then down here on this trailer, we do have two 6,000-pound axles. So our Dexter rubber torsion axles, we went with the black spoke rims. Again, I love the black spoke on those white sheeted trailers. I think they pop really well. So we'll go ahead and step around to our load space. The first thing you guys are gonna notice as you step around is our doors. Being our 6'10" wide trailer, we did do our 60/40 doors. So 60% on this side if you are working alone, you're working just by yourself, and maybe it's really windy and you just don't want to have to open both. If you've got horses that load really well, you are going to have this 60% door. I've got it on my trailer and I think it works really well. I only have to open the one unless I've got a young one that just needs it to open a little bit better or a little bit bigger. Then you've got your 40% door. But really nice that you can keep this one closed if you don't need it, or if you option and add that collapsible rear tack that we checked out in a video a week or two ago. You can add that collapsible wall right here and have a folding rear tack, and then you're already set up with that 40% door without a window on it. This trailer is a step up in here. We can add a rear ramp though. We've got our butt strap right here stepping into the trailer. Always nice to have that extra safety feature for the horse that's in that last stall, in case he or she likes to step out before you're ready. Stepping up in here, we did opt for padded dividers on this trailer, so they do have the padding. I'm a big fan of that, just for making your horse's ride even more comfortable in here. The bouncing off back and forth between dividers and traffic, or they're riding home from the vet and they're a little bit sleepy, they're kind of leaning up on a divider. Now we've got padding on them. Our front divider is at stud wall, so that stall up there is going to work really well for extra storage space. If you need to do that, that's kind of how it's set up in mine. I've got a 4-horse slant load at home. I don't need the 4-horse setup, so I actually have utilized this one as storage. So with your escape door on that front divider right there, and then your stud wall, this space works really great. I actually have a lot of Rubbermaid tubs in there, pitchforks, muck tubs, water buckets, all of my extra miscellaneous items that I don't want in my nice carpeted tack room. Also works well if you do have a horse that likes to kick though. Now you have that lower wall right there to protect the rest of the horses. Up on top, those same two-way roof vents that we saw in our tack room. Again, they work both directions and they are so easy to use. You can push them open backwards or push them open forwards. And then our standard insulated roof on these Cimarrons offers an R3 thermal value, so cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. That same customer that I was walking through the lot on Saturday when it was 104 degrees, we were kind of sweating and baking outside, and as soon as we stepped in here, she noticed a big difference and she was really happy with how much cooler it felt in here. So about 20 degrees cooler in the summer, 20 degrees warmer in the winter. Also is great for hail protection or dent protection up on top. It looks the same as this. It's that honeycomb fiberglass material, but it protects for hail damage up to almost like a baseball size hail. So really good, strong, durable material. Over on this side, we've got two more of those OptiBright LEDs, getting you guys that visibility inside of your trailer here. The bus windows that open from the inside, and then fully lined kick mats all the way around this trailer. And then in this last stall, I'm going to show you guys, we've got 3 D-rings up in the front. So this is standard dimensions, standard size. You guys can pick up a corner feeder from any ranch supply store and it will fit in those D-rings right there. If you are one that wants to hang your hay right below the horse, you have that option right there. If you like to hang hay nets or hay bags, we actually have 2 tie rings per stall. So you can hang your hay net or your hay bag up in that corner right there and then clip your horse onto this one. So you have that versatility, having 2 different tie rings. That's probably one of my favorite parts of my Cimarron right there, is having the option to use it how I need to. So really well optioned out stall area. I kind of got lots of options there, but not too much. And then as we step out, I just want to show you guys the floor. This is a full aluminum floor. It's solid one piece. But what's really cool about this one, and what I was telling that same customer on Saturday, is if you were to crawl underneath and look at it, we've actually got cross members or floor supports every 4 inches. So her jaw did drop when I mentioned that one. She was really surprised to hear that, and she said, my trailer at home, it doesn't have that. So keep in mind, when you guys have different manufacturer trailers at home, crawl underneath, see what they look like, crawl underneath the Cimarron and take a look. We've got floor supports every 4 inches, gives you guys lots of peace of mind, gives me lots of peace of mind hauling my horses in my Cimarron at home. So step around to the head side. Gonna look a little different over here because we have our drop down windows on this side. So these right here will open right here and drop all the way down, and then they do lock into place, so you guys can drive with these down. They're not gonna catch the wind and blow around. They're gonna stay put. And then we have these jail bars here that do drop down as well. You're just gonna wanna work the drop down window until you get the jail bars to that gap right there, and then those will drop down as well. So you guys can get in there and check on your horses. You can fill those corner feeders, you can offer them some water, check those hay nets, and then put those jail bars right back up before you get back on the road. But I love these jail bars because they are full, one piece, no moving parts. Just gonna keep things a lot sturdier, a lot stronger. And then I do always mention to my customers, make sure you slam these doors. Slam the doors here, slam the doors there. They are meant to be slammed. They're very airtight seals. Just make sure when you do slam it, you're always slamming it at that latch right there. And then that escape door that I was talking about, this is gonna give you access to that stud wall right there. So if you are using it to haul horses in, it does have this chest bar right here, so they're not gonna be able to get out when you open the door. The chest bar does have those same D-rings on it, so that you can still hook your corner feeder in there. But then you can drop that down and access this for storage as well, if that's what you're gonna use it for. Again, mine's stacked full of Rubbermaid tubs, muck tubs, pitchforks, brooms, all kinds of extra stuff. You guys can see it's not gonna slide through with that stud wall and get to your other horses. And if you are going somewhere, I know we talked about using this for overnight stays, horse shows, rodeos. If you guys wanna store your extra hay in here, you're taking hay on the road with you, shavings, anything like that, your extra grain bags, you guys can throw all that in there. This door here also has a drop down window on it. So even the horse in this stall is still gonna have that extra airflow with that drop down window. And then knowing that it will have a horse on the other side of this wall that could easily mess with this latch and pop it open, we do have a secondary latch on this one with our butterfly latch. So when your horse messes with it, now he can't let himself out. Now our door holdbacks on these Cimarrons, I always like to point these out because I think they're so nice that they tuck away like this. You guys can pick them up and then use them. They're more forgiving that way when they have some movement to them. And then when you're done with them, you can tuck them away. I think that is just so nice, having a lot less things that could potentially injure your horses, because we all know how much they like to hurt themselves. All of our hinges on all of our doors, all of our drop down windows, everything has a grease cert on it, so you guys can grease your hinges at home and maintain your trailers. This trailer is that white sheeting. These do come in a silver metallic or a charcoal metallic, which is just going to be a dark gray, as well as black sheeting. So keep that in mind if you're looking to build one and change some options. We do different sheeting as well. And then up here, being that this is just kind of your runaround trailer, it's not an LQ. This is going to have a 53-inch drop wall. So we have a lot of customers come in with those newer trucks, and they're concerned about the older trailers that are going to have to ride a little bit nosed up on their newer trucks to avoid hitting those bed rails. These Cimarrons, we do a 53-inch drop wall. Your standard is going to be 50-inch. On LQs, it's 47. But on this one, we're going to have 53, so that you guys can clear those bed rails without your trailer riding nosed up. So this one is still going to ride level down the road, clear your bed rails, clear your tailgate, and not mess with your axles being nosed up in the air. Coming underneath here, we did upgrade this trailer with an electric jack, so it's got your equalizer jack on there. So you're gonna have your battery up in your battery box up here. It does come with a battery disconnect switch, so I always remind my customers, make sure you utilize that. Right now, I've probably got lights on in the tack room or the dressing room that I never shut off. So if I go unhook this trailer and I wanna go out to eat, go home, go to bed, make sure you shut this off if you don't know if you left lights on or not. But it's really nice that you can flip that on and use our lights right now, not being hooked up to a trailer. This battery box does lock, but that's giving you power to your jack here as well. So if you accidentally do drain that battery, it does have a manual override. Your handle's going to be over here. So you have your handle right here. To override this, you can pump it up and down if something were to happen and you did kill that battery. And then to make room for our jack, we went ahead and mounted our spare tire up a little bit higher, gets it out of the way so you can get that jack on there, but full size matching spare tire. So really nice. I actually did make sure I got one of these on my trailer before I took it home, just so that in case of emergency, you're running late, you just need to get to the vet really quickly, you can get this hooked up quicker than a manual crank, as well as just having the ability to run your lights and not be plugged into your trailer is really nice. I actually use my trailer as like my mobile tack room at home right now. I don't have a barn with a tack room, so this is where all my tack is. It's really nice to have lights when I need lights. Again, this one is a 2025 Cimarron Norstar. This one's our 3-horse gooseneck front dressing room with a closet tack on it. Full aluminum construction with that standard insulated roof that we checked out, and that really durable floor with those 4-inch cross members. So you're going to get an 8-year structure warranty on this guy, and then 3-year hitch to bumper on everything else. Really great warranties that cover you for a really long time when you do buy brand new. But if you guys are interested in this trailer, this one is still available. If you come walk the lot, we've got a QR code right here. If you're watching online, you can type that in at transwest.com. It's also going to be in the description of this video. That's 5N24609. If you guys are interested, I could send you the spec sheet on this one. I could send you that drawing that I've been reviewing. We can go through all the options together. We can look at what other inventory we have, or we can look at building one for you guys. But thank you so much for tuning in and checking out this awesome trailer with me, and I will see you guys next week.